Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Peyton Anderson back with Next Level Athletes. I'm thrilled to have Anwar Lewis on the podcast today. I started the JUCO level at Hutchinson Community College before committing to Jacksonville State. Anwar is coming off a highly productive 2022 campaign and ready to add to it. Anwar, first of all, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And let's start with your recruitment out of high school. You prepped at Pine Forest High School before ultimately playing for head coach Drew Dallas at Hutchinson Community College. Talk us through that decision. What ultimately led you to Hutchinson in the first place?
Coming out of high school, I mean, I had a couple offers, but I really didn't have the offers that I wanted because I didn't pass my ACT scores. So, um, Coach Kraus, the special team coach, he came and to Pine Forest and he offered me. So that's what made me go, and I just felt like it would be a good decision for me to go there.
Mm-hmm. And going back to high school, you saw yourself become a dynamic specialist and 1,000-yard rusher, as well as grabbing all area honors from the Pensacola News Journal. What would you say is your all-time favorite memory, but also what you'd say you miss most about being in high school in general?
Um, the locker room in high school, like we used to be turned, like all the
Mm-hmm.
bros, like it was just a good moment in high school. Like you grew up with some of the people you with in high school, so like everything just felt like normal. So
Yeah.
after that, missing the locker room with everybody I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what would you say is your all-time favorite memory from high school?
Um, uh, which one? I have a lot. When we playing in Scambia, I thought they beat us. I want to say in what that was like 2018. We came and beat them 2019. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that game was lit right there. We was going back and forth. That was a big rivalry game, and that was my year graduating. So yeah, we had to get them back.
Yeah, of
Playing against
course.
them.
Uh-huh. And transitioning over to your time at Hutchinson, you were named 2021 Kansas Jayhawk Community College Conference Offensive Player of the Year and leading your squad to a 9-2 record and winning the Salt City Bowl, but also so much more. Talk us through your time at Hutchinson. What was the environment like? But what did you also take away most during your time there?
And Kansas, it's different from where I'm from, like down south. Like up there, it's really not too much to do. Like you're really away from everybody. It's small, and you just deal with the people who just coming out of high school to get a scholarship to go on to the next level. But it really helped me mentally how to be patient and take the grind more serious and want to play football more. So I can say that
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me a lot.
Of course. And additionally, talk us through not only what it meant to play at the JUCO level, but also being a successful player as you were at that level.
Um, competing, like everybody, it's like a crab in a bucket. Everybody want to get out, so you just got to go in there and just embrace the grind. Like just go in there and do what you got to do. I mean, it's gonna be times you get down because you're so far away. I was 17 hours away from my family, so like sometimes I get down, but I
Yeah.
have to remind myself what I'm here for, and
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me just stay focused and motivated to
Mm-hmm.
get where I want to go.
And coming back to the past year at Jacksonville State, let's start with your decision to commit to the program to begin with. What ultimately led you to the Gamecocks over other offers you had?
The coaching staff, Coach Howard Ryan and Coach Rich Ryan, I've been knowing them. They were recruiting me. They gave me my first offer from ULM. So I just felt comfortable with them and trusting them. That was really the reason. And I had built the relationship with Hot Rod, so Coach Hot Rod, and that was the reason I had came here. You know.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And additionally, what would you say was the biggest takeaway for you during this process and coming to make that decision as a whole?
Um, let's take away. I mean, I just talked it over with my family, and really, it was a good environment. I feel like it was a good place to come, and plus I get to be closer to home, so I could go see my kids often. So
Yeah, that's always a good plus.
yeah.
Um, looking back at last season in particular at a deeper level, you saw yourself carry the ball 114 times for 820 yards with 8 touchdowns, as well as 13 catches along with a touchdown. How would you best summarize how you thought last season played out?
I felt like I did okay. I feel like I could have done better, but it's gonna come. I just gotta stay patient, and when that time comes, just take off how I know I can, and
Hmm.
pre- be prepared for when that time comes. That was my first year. First year at a different level than JUCO, because
Yeah.
I was in JUCO for a little minute because of COVID and all that. So I felt like I did okay my first year at a D1 level.
And what would you say was the biggest? What would you say is the biggest difference in the style of play and the pace of play between the JUCO level and Jacksonville State?
Um, it's more like how can I explain it? You have to watch film in JUCO, but like here in D1 level, you really have to watch film and study your opponents. Like it's so many different calls. You have to know what defense they're in. You have
Hmm.
to know the assignments. Like it ain't all about running the ball at D1. You have to know the blocking assignments. You have to check before you release into the flats. It's more to it. So yeah, it's kind of different.
So would you say it's more complex
Yeah,
in the way
yeah,
it's
more
run?
complex. Yeah.
And going back to the what you said about last season, what would you say you felt you were most proud of what you did last year, but also what has been your main focus in your training this off season to take your game to the next level going forward?
Um, I was proud of me just coming and doing showing what I know I could do. Proving them that they got a good person in the backfield. That I can be one of the top players on the team. And helping the team win. And also, I like to encourage others that's on the team. So, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Of course. And when talking about recruitment, the NIL world, and all the deals, and everything else in between, for any given athlete or individual wanting to pursue a collegiate career in whatever sport they want to pursue it in, it can be a lot to handle at times. So, in your own
Yeah.
words, what advice would you have to share with anyone wanting to take that next step to playing a collegiate sport, and anything that they might or should look out for and be aware of when deciding where they want to play at?
Um, Really, you should talk it over with your people. Talk more with the coaches instead of just picking the school because it has a big name. You should get to know them like more, so you can feel more comfortable with them. And the NIL, like, yeah, everybody wants NIL, but sometimes you just got to be patient and wait for it to come. And when it comes, just take advantage of the opportunity.
Hmm. And when transitioning over to life off the field, what does a typical day look like for you during the season and the off season?
During the season, I just like to cold tub and get my body right. Stretch, stay in the training room. Just to prevent from any nagging injuries. Just to keep my body 100%. And on the off season, I just like to work out, stretch, and then spend time with my kids because I'm
Hmm.
always in season. So spending time with my kids, that's a big part of my time that I like to do on the off season.
Hmm. And additionally, let's talk about your major. What's it about, but also why you chose it and what possibilities it might have in store for you in your future.
Business and finance. I chose it because I want to get into real estate. That's something that I always wanted to do is real estate. Like that caught my attention ever since I was in high school. So yeah, I want to
Hmm.
learn how to sell houses and invest in properties, a lot of stuff like that. So I want
Yeah.
to learn more about that.
Course. And taking a deeper dive into Jacksonville State as a whole, including the football program, what would you say the program prides themselves most on when it comes to their student athletes?
Making us do our work. Like we have study hall hours to make sure that we are doing our work, that nobody gets behind, and everybody has the right GPA because you know it's more than just football. They preach that to us all the time. It's more than just football. You need your education because what do you want to do after football? Football don't last forever, so they want us to they harp on us to get our education and stay in the books.
Mm-hmm. And additionally, how would you summarize not only what it means to be a Jacksonville State Gamecock, but also what you feel the program's identity is and how they carry it out to or carry it with their students and how they run their program?
Hard edge. You got to have a hard edge to be on the team. You like playing for Ridgewide. You got to be hard edge. Days you can't take no days off. Even on the days we're not doing too much, you still gotta have a hard edge. So,
Mm-hmm.
just coming in and ready to get after it, no matter what. Even if it's a light day, even when it's supposed to be a light day, you just
Mm-hmm.
gotta come in with a tough mindset because
Of
that always
course.
might be a plot twist.
Yeah. And looking back at last season, the team saw itself go 9-2 overall with an undefeated conference record of 5-0, including being 2022 ASUN Conference Championships champions. If I'm correct, you guys are ineligible for postseason play as the program transitions over to Conference USA, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
They
So,
so
mhm.
what you were trying to say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Talk us through your thoughts going from the ASUN to Conference USA to start off.
I feel like it's going to be a good transition for everyone to get more exposure, to really show that they could take their talent to the next level and, you know, be able to play with other guys that's at a higher level. So I feel like it's going to be a great opportunity for all of us to show
Mm-hmm.
what we really can do.
Yeah. And additionally, what can fans expect from yourself and the team going forward, now being the Conference USA, not only this upcoming season, but beyond that?
They can expect us to fight, coming out ready to play anyone they put in front of us, no matter who it is, and we're going to always fight to the end.
Hmm. And so looking in the NIL world and opportunities, have you been involved with, or is there anything you've been involved with so far?
Not so far, but eventually I feel like something's gonna come, so I'm just being patient and waiting for
Hmm.
whenever it comes.
And additionally, what personally do you think about NIL, what it has to offer, but also one major benefit as well as a potential negative impact it can have on individuals and college football in its entirety, if anything?
Me, I feel like it's good because it helped others be able to, have things, get things that they need in school. So I feel like that's a good thing, the NIL. But sometimes people just be more focused on the NIL instead of just wanting to put in the grind, and that get them sidetracked. So yeah, that's what
Mm-hmm. Of
I feel.
course. And looking back into life off the field, how would you first describe yourself, not only as an athlete on the field, but also as an individual off the field?
Me, uh, as an athlete on the field, I just try to figure out like how to get smarter in the game, how to figure out the game even more. So I'm always asking questions, even if it's about the smallest things. I'm always asking questions because I want to know the game a lot more than what I know now. So when I get
Mm-hmm.
to a bigger level, I just know what to expect.
Mm-hmm. And
And
oh,
off the field, I just, on my downtime, I watch film just to fix my mistakes and see what I missed or what I didn't pick up at the time so I can, fix it right then and there.
hmm. And secondly, what do you pride yourself most on as an individual? But is there anything about you in particular that most people might not know about you and who you are as a person?
I pride myself on even when something don't goes right, I still think about the next play. So I won't get stuck into the past, always thinking about that play. That's when you get that's when you get frustrated and then your game goes downhill. So I'm the type of person, if something go wrong, I just pick my head up and say, okay, next play, have short-term memory and just, move forward, make a play. Every time I get the ball, I just think about making a play or
Hmm.
doing something positive. And
And
me, a lot of people don't know, but I'm goofy. I like to joke around a lot and
hmm.
that make everybody laugh. I like to clown. So all my teammates, they already know me. Like when I come around, you gonna have a good time. I'm gonna
Yeah,
play.
of course. And what would you say is your go-to spot on campus?
My go-to spot, we go to the rec. The rec. That's where everything is, like the gym. So a lot of us go to the rec, just to shoot around. Sometimes we'll go get in the hot tub. That's really just like a little chill spot, or we'll just go to each other's crib and hang out, and
Mhm.
just have fun for real, play Madden or something like that, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And when thinking of the people that mean the most to you in your life growing up, who would this person or these people be for you specifically? But also, if they were to be listening, what would you have to share with them?
My family, my grandfather, and my kids. Without them, I just feel like I wouldn't be who I am now. And my kids play a big role in my life because I just want the best for them. You
Hmm.
know, get them a better life than I had coming up. So that's what keeps me motivated and staying positive. Even when I do get down, I just think about my kids. That just, plays a big role in my life.
Of course. And additionally, what would you say has been the best piece of advice you feel you can live by and relate to most that you've gotten so far in your life?
My best advice. When I was younger, my grandfather just told me to run with my eyes. So that's just like in football, he just told me I always run with my eyes. Don't think too much. Just always, you know, use the eyes and do what I do. So ever since he told me that, that's just been what it was. Run with my eyes.
Hmm. Of course. And when looking, I know you have a lot of time left in your collegiate career, but when looking at the next level, like the NFL, if you were asked by a scout or a coach what you're capable of, what you can add to a roster, but also why they should look into you specifically over anyone else, how would you respond?
Um, I'm an all around back. I can do it all. I can play slot. I can play running back. I can block. I can just, I can play kickoff return, and when when you come get me, you coming to get a dog. You're not coming to get nobody who's scared or none of that. Like I don't care how big nobody is. You just gonna have to show me. I'm gonna have to show you who I am.
Hmm.
That's what it is. It's a grinder.
Yeah. And when it comes to off the field, what is something you want to be able to advocate for and use your platform to advocate for, whether that be mental health or something different?
Um, uh, I don't know. It's a lot of stuff I want to do. So it's that question kind of hard for me to answer
Yeah.
because so much I want to do, like out the field, especially with helping kids. Like I really want to help a lot of kids though. Like really like giving back and showing them like it's more ways in life to do things. Like, I just want to help the city
Hmm.
like broadcast more to the world, like instead of just because Pensacola is so small, so I just want to help like them be able to see more than just Pensacola, you know.
Hmm. Of
Like,
course. And when your collegiate career eventually comes to an end, how do you want to be remembered most for during your time, not only with Hutchinson at the JUCO level, but also at Jacksonville State?
um, I just want to be remembered as a person who came in ready to play ball and did what he had to do.
Hmm. And last question: what do you think you'll miss most about being in college and having the opportunity to play football at the collegiate level when things are all said and done?
Um, just being able to play with people, meeting new people in college, stuff like that. That's what that's what that's what I miss about college. Cause you meet new people and then like you meet people who just come up like you. So like you will build a bond with someone so quick, you
Hmm.
know. That's what I miss about college. And then I have a lot of friends in college. So like eventually we're gonna have to split up separate ways, but people keep in contact. So yeah.
Of course. And once again, Anwar Lewis, a Jacksonville State running back. Anwar, really appreciate you taking the time today and wishing you nothing but the best with your future, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.